Well, hello everyone and welcome to Moementum channel. My name is Mo, and in this video, as part of our weekly stock investment challenge video, we are going to take a look at where our stock portfolio has ended the week with and what has been some of our stock purchases over the span of the past week, what dividend income we've had, and how far we are in growing this stock portfolio to ultimately with the goal of getting to $250,000. As you know, this portfolio started from the mere humble beginning as only $5,000, and the ultimate goal is we want to get to $250,000 within the next 7 to 8 years, and that's really our plan. We are sharing with you transparently all our stock purchases and how we transact and trade on this account, and what is some of the thought process behind picking certain stocks or adding to our position or selling our holdings. Without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, as you see here on the screen, we are going to take a look at the overall holdings that we have here. We are currently sitting at $16,395 Canadian dollars, and the past 1 week return is showing a positive 2% return. Not too bad, knowing that the past week we had a much different story, so it is nice to always finally be back a little bit on the green side here. Our 1 day return, the last trading day today, on a Friday, it was 1% down. The past 1 month is showing a negative 2%. It still is showing a negative. The 3 months return is showing a negative 1%. But if you look at the 1 year return, we are looking at a decent 34% 1 year return for this account. Now let us continue and take a close look at our holdings within this account, what specific holdings we have, how many shares we have, and what is our all-time return for these holdings. All right, so let's get into it. The first on our list is Apple. AAPL. We have 6 shares of Apple, and it's showing a positive return of 8.13%. Next, we have Bristol Myers. We have our 7 shares of this pharmaceutical company, which is showing a positive return of 29.75% return. We also own 15 shares of Bank of Nova Scotia, and it is showing a positive return of 21.9%. We do own 3 shares of Salesforce. It is showing a positive return of 8.71%. Moving on, we have 9 shares of Corsair Gaming. It is showing a negative return of 14.15%. We have a number of exchange traded funds related to ARK Invest. These are the Canadian version of those with Emerge. For instance, we have Emerge ARK Fintech Innovation, EAFT. Our 12 shares is showing a total return of negative 12.69%. Next, we have 22 shares of Emerge ARK Genomics and Biotech ETF. These 22 shares are showing a negative 15.93% return. And last but not least, we have EARK or Emerge ARK Global Disruptive Innovation ETF. It is showing a negative 17.22% for our 34 shares that we have here. We've added a couple of these exchange traded funds over the span of last week. We will take a closer look at that once we go through our transactions for this week. Moving on, we have Gilead Sciences, another pharmaceutical company. We have 4 shares, and it is showing a positive return of 7.27%. Gilead is a dividend-paying company, and we are happy to maintain our existing number of shares in this account. We have one more ETF, HCLN or Harvest Clean Energy ETF. The clean energy sector had actually been impacted negatively with huge sell-offs, but it's kind of recovering gradually. So the negative return that we had a couple of weeks ago was a lot worse, but now we are only showing a negative 7.91%. And the plan is we want to take advantage of the dollar cost averaging and gradually add more to our existing shares of HCLN and other ETFs where we are seeing a larger gap in terms of negative return. Neo Lithium Corporation, we have 75 shares. It is showing a negative 6.35%. Pfizer, we still maintain our 21 shares. It is showing a positive return of 22.39%. Palantir Technologies, we have 10 shares. We have added some buy orders, but they have not been fulfilled, so still maintaining our 10 shares. It is showing a negative return of 5.68%. My plan is, if possible, to add to my share of Palantir. I think it is a quality growth company based on research that I've done, and we made a video on that and posted to the channel. So if you haven't checked that, I'll be sure to take a look at that video, which is why we want to take advantage of these market drops and market declines and add to our shares of Palantir if those intended prices are fulfilled. Pizza, we have our 5 shares. It is showing a fractional percentage point positive return of 0.47%. Qualcomm, we maintain our 8 shares. It is showing a positive return of 8.68%. Real Matters, we are still maintaining our 156 shares. It is a large portion of this portfolio. It is showing a positive return of 3.34%. Royalty Pharma is showing a negative 7.02%. We are still maintaining our 29 shares of Royalty Pharma as we have, and this is again another dividend paying company. Royal Bank of Canada, another dividend paying company. Canadian Quality Bank, one of the big major banks in Canada. We have 5 shares. It is showing a positive return of 24.34%. Toronto Dominion Bank, another Canadian bank. We are maintaining our 7 shares. It is showing a positive return of 26.64%. Next, we have Vanguard FTSE Canadian Capped REIT Index ETF. We want to get exposure as well to real estate. So here we have 12 shares, and these 12 shares are showing a positive return of 13.77%. Verizon Communications, we have maintained our 10 shares. It is showing a positive return of 2.11%. We are happy with these Verizon shares, although the returns are not greatest. They're a dividend paying company, and if you keep in mind AT&T, which was a much higher dividend payer, but most recently they actually cut their dividend drastically and the stock has been almost hammered. So we are happy that we chose Verizon given some of those considerations and how it's played out for us so far. Next, we have XDV, or BlackRock Canada iShares Canadian Select Dividend Index ETF. This is an index ETF that invests in Canadian companies, dividend paying companies, and here we are showing 26.06% return for our 5 shares. XIT is one of those more of a growth index ETFs. It invests in high quality Canadian information technology companies, and it's showing a positive return of 3.03% for our 16 shares. Again, XIT was showing a lot better returns for us a while ago, but given some of those sell-off in the information technology sector, we are showing still a positive return and kind of recovered from some of our gains that we had lost a couple of weeks ago. So we are happy with where it's headed and gradually intend to add to our shares if possible and when possible. All right, let us go back and take a look at the activities within this account. So I'm going to focus only on the personal account here. As I mentioned, I have a number of different ones, but more interested in our sales. I know for a fact that we haven't sold any recently for our personal account except for our Blink. If you remember from the past weekly videos, we had 2 shares of Blink. So given the Blink stock had been really volatile, we wanted to kind of sell it at some minor profit and leave it out of our portfolio. So we sold our 2 shares at the price of $34 US. After the deduction of the commission fee, we probably made a minor positive return on it, not the greatest. Had we sold Blink shares probably a few weeks ago before the sell-off, we would have probably gained a lot more, but it is one of those stocks that we thought probably it is quite volatile, and the risk of holding it is not something that I was willing to take any longer, so I managed to sell it still at some profits. So that was our only sell, as you see, in the past week for a little while as well. We haven't sold any recently. Now, if you look at our buys, there's totally a different story here. We are going to start off with our pending buys. These are our limit buys, just to give you some ideas what are some of the price points that I'm comfortable to buy in some of these stocks and what are our existing orders in case they get fulfilled. But I'm more closely going to show you our recent buys over the span of the past week. So we bought 1 share of EARK at the price of $18.72. We also bought one yet the day before at the price of $18.71. Also, a few days before that, we bought one at the price of $17.90 Canadian. As for HCLN, we bought one at the price of $13.90. And if I go back a little bit, you also see that we managed to also buy another shares of HCLN a while ago at the price of $13.32. And we also bought 1 share of EAGB at the price of $19.87. So those are our recent purchases that we've had over the span of the past 1 week. Let us take a look at our deposits and whether we've had any deposit, just to quickly walk you through it. As you notice here, we haven't had any new deposit to this account for a while. So yeah, no deposit to this account recently, nor any withdrawals. But if you look at our dividend and whether we earned any dividend income over the recent, well, you would notice here that the past week we earned 2 dividend incomes. One was from Apple. For our shares of Apple, we earned $1.60 Canadian dollars, and we also earned 28 cents from Pizza Pizza. Pizza Pizza is a dividend paying company that they pays their dividend every month, and you're anticipating this 28 cents dividend every month to come and get deposit to our account, which is quite decent. It's not the largest, but it definitely grows over time. And we will definitely make another video, more updated version, where we talk about all of our dividend income by month. It gives you an idea how our dividend income is growing. There you have it, folks. A quick overview of our stock investment portfolio here with Wealthsimple Trade, and how we envision to grow this account gradually by investing in quality companies to get to $250,000. I would love to hear from you and know what stocks or ETFs are you planning right now to add to your portfolio and have on your watch list. Love to hear from you, so be sure to leave me a comment down below and let us know about that. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and support the channel by sharing the video with others who might benefit from the video. And if you haven't done that already, please be sure to subscribe to Moementum channel. Here on Moementum, we post weekly several videos about investing in the stock market, real estate, and crypto, such as videos like this one, where we talk about our weekly stock investments challenge, but also we talked about other important topics related to finances and financial freedom. So with that, thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. We wish you a very happy long weekend and hope to see you on our next video.